The new session of the state legislature gets underway this month, and it's likely to bring more proposals on culture war issues than we've seen in the last few years. Thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Deborah Morgan. WRAL's Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is live at the Legislative Building to explain why. Laura.
Deborah, for the past 4 years, the threat of a veto from Democratic Governor Roy Cooper has been enough to sort of dissuade Republican lawmakers here from sending too many of those social issue bills to his desk. But the balance of power is shifting in this new legislature. Republicans, after the last election, they now have a veto-proof majority in the Senate and all but one toward a supermajority in the House. And that means we're probably going to see a lot more of those social issue bills this year.
Since the U.S. Supreme Court decision last year overturning the federal right to abortion, Republican legislative leaders have said they plan to take up the issue this year. Current state law bans abortion after 20 weeks. House and Senate leaders say they're looking at banning it after 6 to 12 weeks. Abortion isn't the only hot-button issue likely to come up, says Meredith College political scientist David McLennan.
We may see a wave of those bills be introduced this year. I mean, we all remember HB2 from several years ago and the kind of uproar that caused. I don't know if we'll see that legislation reintroduced, but we could see something similar on a number of different topics.
Legislative leaders have already said they'll reintroduce the Parents' Bill of Rights, which would banish sexual orientation and gender identity from the K-3 curriculum. It would also require teachers and staff, even at the high school level, to notify a student's parents if a student is questioning their sexual identity, even in a confidential conversation.
You see other states looking at restricting, affirming medical care for transgender individuals. We could see that. So I think there could be a wide range of cultural issues.
Racial education is another area where we're likely to see legislation. In 2021, Cooper vetoed a bill that would have banned teaching about systemic racism. That's likely to resurface now that a veto will be easier to override. Other bills previously vetoed by Cooper to make it easier to buy and carry guns could also reappear this year.
Now, legislative leaders here have said it's too early to know exactly what issues they're going to advance this year. Both chambers and both parties have a lot of new members, and so it's not clear yet what these newcomers will and won't support. Deb?
A lot to watch. Laura Leslie live inside the Legislative Building in downtown Raleigh. Thanks, Laura.